Oh, it's A and M. That is
That is A&M.
That A&M.
That A&M video. If you're into fun and you love to play.
If you like funny jokes that put you away.
If you like to dance to a slamming sound and you like having lots of friends around.
And if you're one of those kids who lives by the rule that sad is bad and happy is cool.
Ooh, little buddy, you're about to see you're in the very best place that you could be.
Hey, it's Lamb Chops, play along. Where kids come to play along and fun things are all we ever do. Yeah, it's Lamb Chops, play along.
Come join the kids and play along.
We got a lot of good stuff for you.
Make a muscle, squeeze it tight. Really squeeze with all your might. Now the other arm. Let me see just how strong you've grown to be. Make two muscles, left and right. Come on and pump it up. Out of sight. Hey, you're getting strong.
Now let's go back to the song. Lamb Chops, play along. Where kids come to play along and fun things are all we ever do. Yeah, it's Lamb Chops, play along.
Join the kids and play along. We got a lot of good stuff for you.
And you,
And you.
and you.
And you.
Yeah, and especially you.
Shari, tell me the story about the little boy whose name was Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon pon nicky, no me Adam poi.
Yes, that really was his name. I wouldn't fool you. He lived in China long ago, when the Chinese people had a custom. That custom most peculiar went like so. If you love your child and want the world to know it, do not give your child a little name like Wong. If you love your child, the proper way to show it is to give your child a name that's very long. Like for instance,
Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon pon nicky, no me Adam poi.
now this little boy, Ticky Ticky,
Yeah, we know who you mean.
well, he had a brother named Choi. Choi, that was it, Choi. Nice little fella, but obviously not the favorite.
Still, the two brothers got along very well together, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Now their mother said, one bright and sunny morning, do run out and bring some apples into me. But before you go, I must give you boys a warning. Do be careful when you climb the apple tree. Do not climb on the branch that hangs over the well, for I fear that that branch is too thin. If you climb on the branch that hangs over the well, you might well fall in. So out they went, and sure enough,
Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon pon nicky, no me Adam poi, fell into the well.
now the poor brother Choi, nearly frightened to death, scrambled down and ran home right away. When he got in the door, he was so out of breath, he could barely say,
Oh, Mother, a terrible thing has happened. Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon pon nicky, no me Adam poi, has fallen in the well.
Said the mother, we need help. Get the gardener. Hurry, Choi. The mother said, help us save our
Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon pon nicky, no me Adam poi is at the bottom of the well.
So the gardener came along with his ladder, and he lowered it down the well, and there was a lot of yelling and screaming. But then up came Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, bosky poi, pondo hickey, pon nicky, no me Adam poi.
And he was cold, and he was wet, and he was very nearly drowned.
And from that day on in China, they are not quite so peculiar. They give their favorite children little names. And maybe that's why you have little names like John and Julia, and June and Jane and Jennifer and James.
Anyway, Charlie Horse, would you want a name like that? No, I like Charlie Horse. It suits me.
How about you, Lamb Chop?
No, I wouldn't want a name like, what'd you say his name was?
Ticky Ticky Timbo, no sin nimbo. Hoi boy, busky poi, pondo hickey, pon nicky, no me Adam poi. 'Cause it takes too long to say.
Oh, I'm tired, Robin. Shari, tell us a story while I rest.
All right, what kind of stories?
Surprise us.
Surprise you. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the story about the Ugly Duckling.
Oh, yeah, the Ugly Duckling story.
Oh, you've heard it?
No.
All right. Once upon a time...
Oh, we know how the story starts. Get on with it.
Oh, all right. On a shore near a lake, a mother duck sat on a sofa. Sat on a sofa? Ducks don't sit on sofas. No, dear. The mother duck sat on a nest full of, what do you think was in it?
Eggs! That's a lumpy thing to sit on. Eggs.
Well, the mother duck was waiting for the eggs to
Scramble so she could have bacon and eggs and toast.
No. She was waiting for the eggs to hatch. And when baby ducks or baby chicks come out of a shell, that's called hatching. And so after a couple of weeks, she felt the first of her little ducklings begin to peck through their eggshell. And soon out hatched 10
Little Indians, one little...
Out came 10 beautiful little... What's a baby duck called?
Duckling.
Duckling, right. However, in the nest there remained one very large, unbroken, unhatched egg. And a few hours later, out popped...
Popcorn.
No. Out popped a baby bird. But instead of being a beautiful little yellow duckling, this one was a large...
Hot dog.
No, it wasn't. Oh, you're being very silly today. No, this baby bird was big and not very cute. And the other ducklings took one look at this clumsy creature with stubby feathers, and they began to laugh, and they called it an... Ugly Duckling. All day long, the little ducklings played on the lake, but they never invited the Ugly Duckling to join them, and this made him so sad.
Oh, this is tragic.
Well, as summer turned to fall, all the mama ducks and their ducklings flew south to avoid the winter snows.
What did they put in their suitcases?
What suitcases?
No, but you know, the suitcases had their stuff in it so they could spend the whole winter in the south.
No, darling. Ducks don't have any stuff, so they don't have any suitcases. The Ugly Duckling stayed at the lake, for he was too ashamed of himself to go with the rest, and soon ice began to form. And finally, the lake was frozen solid, and the Ugly Duckling was forced to live in a clump of weeds on the shore.
He lived in the ice, and he became a duxicle.
A duxicle? What's a duxicle?
It's like a duxicle is an icicle made out of duck.
Okay. The Ugly Duckling shivered in the weeds.
Like I said.
Shivered in the weeds until spring arrived, and when it got warmer, guess what happens to the ice? Melts. And one day, the Ugly Duckling saw a flock of swans.
What's a flock?
A flock is a big bunch of swans, beautiful swans. They landed on the lake, and they swam up to the Ugly Duckling, but he hid his face in shame. Why do you hide your face? they asked.
Because I'm such an ugly duckling, he said.
Yeah, the swans laughed. They said, you're a beautiful swan. Just look at yourself. And the ugly duckling looked down at his reflection in the water, and instead of an ugly duckling, he saw that he was a
Swan!
a beautiful swan. And he had a long, graceful neck, and instead of stubby feathers, his feathers were long and fluffy, and the duckling spread his large wings, and he saw that he had grown to be a beautiful swan. Everyone agreed that this was the most beautiful swan they had ever seen, and from that day forward, never again was he called the...
Ugly duckling. That's it?
Yeah.
You call that an ending?
Well, how do you want to end the story?
Come on, let's end it for her, everybody. And they live happily ever after.
You know, there's lots of ways to tell a story. You can tell it with words. I do that all the time. Or you can sing a story. Or you can tell a story with your hands. You've never heard my hands talk? Aren't you watching? Well, I'm going to tell you a story today. No, I'm not going to tell you what story it is. You have to figure that out. Now, the story is going to be told with this cast of characters. See, here is Flopsy and Mopsy. And here is Peter and Cottontail. Oh, now you figured out it's Peter Rabbit. There's Peter and Cottontail. Now, this is Mother. You see? Let me hold it up so you can see the mother. She's all lacy and pretty. And Mother is joined in this play by Farmer McGregor. And boy, has he worked. You can see how hard he works in the garden. Now, beside Farmer McGregor, what do you think this is? Can you figure that out? You see? It's a tree. No, it's an upside-down tree. It's going to be right side up when we do the play. But here are the leaves, and this is the trunk, and all the sap is running to his head. So I better put him down and get him ready. Get ready, all you guys. And last, but certainly not least, in Farmer McGregor's garden, we have radishes, carrots, and beans. When you set the scene for your play with gloves, you can draw your stage set on a roll of paper toweling. You can. And then you can just roll out the stage set like this. And on with the show! Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits. Their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandy bank next to a big fir tree. Mother Rabbit said, "I'm going to the bakery to get some bagels. You children may go down the lane to pick berries, but do not go to Farmer McGregor's garden." Mother Rabbit took her basket, and off she went to the bakery. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail went down the lane to pick berries. But not Peter. Peter ran to Farmer McGregor's garden. He wiggled under the garden gate. In the garden, he saw carrots, beans, and radishes. Said Peter to himself.
Orange carrots, green beans, and red radishes are what I like best.
So he ate a bunch of carrots. He ate some beans. He ate lots of radishes. He ate and he ate and he ate. Peter ate so much that he felt sick and he fell asleep. And at that moment, along came Farmer McGregor. Yes, Farmer McGregor, who shouted,
"I'll get you, you pesky rabbit!"
Peter was so frightened, he couldn't remember where the gate was. He ran back and forth. Farmer McGregor chased him. Peter ran into the tool shed. He had to hide. He jumped into a can full of water. Peter felt wet and cold. He shivered. And then he sneezed.
Achoo!
Sneezed Peter. And then he sneezed again.
Achoo!
Farmer McGregor heard the sneeze. He ran into the tool shed, but Peter heard him coming. Now, the tool shed had a little window. Peter wiggled through that little window just in time. Farmer McGregor could not get through the window. The window was too small. Finally, Farmer McGregor went back to his garden. Peter was tired and wet. He looked around. He saw the gate, and he wiggled under the gate and ran home lippity-lip, lippity-lip. He was tired when he got home. He flopped down on the floor to rest. He didn't feel well. Peter could not eat his supper, but Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail ate the fresh bagels that Mother Rabbit brought home from the bakery. Mother Rabbit put Peter to bed. She said, "Peter, you'll feel better soon." And do you know what? He did. Once upon a time, there was an emperor.
What's an emperor?
An emperor is like a king. And this emperor was so powerful that he ruled all the lands from the top of the highest mountain to the very bottom of the deepest sea.
He was a big shot, huh?
Aha, very powerful.
Yeah, I bet nobody ever told him he had to eat all his veggies.
Nobody. Now, this emperor loved being powerful. He loved to sit around all the time eating grapes.
Even when they were not in season.
Yes, and he loved giving orders to all of his subjects all the time.
Even when his mouth was full of grapes?
Yes, but most of all, he liked to dress up in the most splendid clothes that money could buy. But this emperor was unhappy.
Why?
Because his birthday was coming up.
Yeah.
And every year on his birthday, he marched at the head of a huge birthday parade. And for this parade, he wanted to wear the most wonderful suit of clothes. Royal clothes. The most wonderful that anybody had ever seen.
So he went to the mall.
No, he didn't go to the mall. He didn't have to, because one day, a pair of swindlers came to see the emperor. "Greetings and salutations, my most royal and magnificent royal highness," they said.
That's hello, how are you in swindler talk, right?
Yes, that's what it is. They told him, "We have come to make you the most wonderful suit of clothes, and what's more, we will not charge you a penny."
Hey, the price is right.
Yeah, price was right. "All we want," said the swindlers, "is, let's see, perhaps 50 yards of cloth. Naturally, it can't just be any old cloth.
Naturally.
No. It must be 50 yards of, send us cloth of 14 carat...
What?
14 carat.
What? You wanted 14 carats?
No, 14 carat gold. The cloth had to be made of 14 carat gold.
Oh, okay.
And they said, "We cannot use thread to sew it. That's just any old thread, naturally.
Naturally.
We need 50 spools of thread made of sterling..."
What?
What? Sterling silver.
Oh,
Okay, whenever I say sterling, you say silver.
silver.
Good. "And to embroider your beautiful set of clothes, we must have a great many, 50 big, beautiful, sparkling... What?
Fingers?
Fingers. Sparkling fingers?
You were wiggling.
No. Sparkling diamonds.
Was the emperor excited about his royal clothes?
Oh, yes, he said, "You shall have everything you ask for." That's what he told the swindlers. "By all means, get to work at once."
If not sooner.
Yes. As the swindlers were leaving, they said, "By the way, there's one small thing we should mention. This suit of clothes will be so wonderful. It will be fit to be seen only by really clever people, which means that to anyone who is a fool, the suit will be absolutely invisible."
The plot thickens.
Thickens.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the swindlers went off to their room, and the emperor sent them 50 yards of cloth made of 14 carat
Gold.
Good. And 50 spools of sterling
Silver.
Good. And 50 big, bright, sparkling
Fingers.
No, come on. Diamonds, right.
Diamonds, right.
And the swindlers closed the door to their room, and nothing was seen of them for days and days and days and days.
Boy, that room must have gotten really stuffy.
Finally, the emperor's birthday rolled around, and the swindlers came to his royal dressing room carrying his new suit. But what they were carrying was actually nothing at all.
Nothing?
A whole lot of nothing.
Their arms were full of nothing?
Nothing. The swindlers pretended to help the emperor step into his invisible pants. And then they pretended to dress him in his invisible shirt, and his invisible jacket, and his invisible doublet.
What's a doublet?
A doublet is an old-fashioned coat.
Sounds like two old-fashioned coats. Double it.
Double it, right. When the swindlers were all finished pretending to dress the emperor, they kissed the tips of their fingers, mwah, and they said,
Your Highness, you look marvelous.
yes, that's what they said. And since their royal subjects did not want to be thought of as fools, they all said,
Your Highness, you look marvelous.
and since the emperor himself did not want to appear a fool, he said,
My Highness, I look marvelous.
and at that moment, he heard the music starting for his birthday parade. And the emperor was wearing nothing. Nothing as he led the parade.
In public?
Uh-huh.
Didn't everybody laugh at him?
Well, all the people in the whole empire had been told that fools could not see the emperor's wonderful new clothes. So when they saw their emperor marching through the streets without any clothes on at all, they panicked. I mean, they were ashamed that they saw what they were seeing, because none of them wanted to admit, even to themselves, that they were
Fools.
fools. Nobody except for one little boy.
What do you mean?
Well, he was so little that nobody had told him that if you didn't see the emperor's new clothes, you were a fool. So he took one look at the emperor, and he said, I don't see any 14-karat
Gold.
and I don't see any sterling
Silver.
and I don't see any big sparkling
Diamonds.
No, he said, in fact, this very small, very smart boy said, I see that the emperor is...
What?
Well, what do you think he said?
The Emperor is naked.
Naked. That's exactly what he said. And all the people in the street looked at this small boy. And then they looked at the emperor. And then they looked at each other. And they said the same thing.
The Emperor is naked. The Emperor is naked.
And the emperor looked at himself. And he realized they were right.
Oh,
And he was so embarrassed, he ran all the way back home, and he hid in his closet, which was so big that they never found him.
Never?
And as far as we know, he's hiding there to this very day.
the end.
The end. All the dogs in the neighborhood are barking because they know that I'm holding a little mouse and a mighty lion. Now, you may ask, why is this woman holding a lion and a little... Oh, don't run away. A little mouse. Oh, don't run away, Mousie. Come on. Oh, come on, come on. It's not a live mouse. It's just a toy. See, I'm holding it in my hand, and with this tall finger in the middle, I'm pushing it. Oh, and it just moves. Watch. Oh. You can do that with your toys, too. But I was holding a lion and a mouse because I'm going to tell you the story of the lion and the mouse. And I want you to think about what the point is to that story. And you put your heads together, you three, and try to figure out what is the moral of the story of the lion and the mouse.
That's a good idea. I'm going to put my head together. If you can find it.
Let's tell a story, a story, a story. Let's tell a story that happened long ago. Let's tell a story, a tale of a lion and a mouse. It's a little story you should know. And whenever I talk about a mouse, you make the sound that my pet mice used to make. They went, Can you do that? Here comes the mouse. Good. And whenever I talk about a lion, you go, roar. Let's try it. The mighty lion. Roar. Good. Once upon a time, a mouse in the woods in the merry month of May came upon a lion standing in her way. Said said the lion. In a terrifying way, roared the lion. I'll eat you up today. Then he pounced upon the mouse. He opened up his jaws. He was about to eat the little one when the mouse asked him to pause. She said,
Give me a break, for goodness sake. What did I ever do to you? No one has to know. Won't you let me go? It's the nice thing to do. Yes, it's the nice thing to do. Besides, my friend, someday I might do you a favor too.
well, the lion laughed. Ha, ha, ha. You're much too small. What could I ever expect of you? You're much too small to ever be of use to me. I'm much too tall. Of what use could you be?
Let me go. You never know just how tomorrow will end. And who can tell what use a little mouse could be to her friend?
The lion was amused, and he let the little one go. And that mouse scampered out of sight. And do you know, the day arrived when the mouse proved she was right. For they captured the lion, and they tied him to a tree. And no matter how he twisted and turned, he just couldn't get himself free. When who should come along his way but the mouse he'd saved that day? Before you could count from 1 to 2, she sharpened her teeth and began to chew. One by one, neath her tiny teeth, the cords began to fray. And suddenly, with a snap, they broke. And the lion got away. Which only proves that the smallest mouse can save the day. And from that day forth, the lion and the mouse were good friends. They lived happily ever after, or so I'm told. And that's the way the story ends.
Wonderful story, Shari. Thank you. Okay. Now, what is the moral of the story? Well, I mean, Shari tells the story so well.
Well, thank you. So, what is the point of the story of The Lion and the Mouse?
Well, you tell a story so that it's really nice. I mean, N-I-Z-E,
Did
nice.
you get the moral, Hush
Yeah.
Puppy?
What is the moral of the story, Hush Puppy? The moral of the story, Child's Horse, is extremely obliviously simple.
So, tell it to us.
Well, I would like to say that without a doubt, and certainly without beating around the bush, I have no fear of saying that the moral of the story is clearly and unquestionably, and not only do I think so, but I can offer proof in any court of law, and I rest my case. It is now up to the jury.
What did he say? He said something. What did he say?
He said he doesn't get the point of the story.
Well, how about you?
How about me?
Do you get the point of the story?
No.
What is it? How about you, Lammy? You got it? Oh, do you get it? The point of the story of The Lion and the Mouse is no matter how little you are, you can still be a big help to a friend in need.
Oh, you got it. Mwah.
Thank you.
I knew you were going to get it, Shari. I knew it all along.
You did?
Yeah, but I just wanted to give you a chance to show your intelligence.
Thank you.
It's nothing.
Thank you.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
That's enough, guys.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is
can't turn you off.
It goes on and on, my friend.
Okay, okay. I get the joke.
Singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever.
I can't believe you guys.
Does it end?
Okay, I've had it. That's it. That's it. What are you doing?
Some people started singing
What?
it, not
What is
knowing
this?
what it was,
Hey!
and they'll
No,
continue
this is the last time, right? This is it. This is it. This is it. This is not funny. Okay, if you guys are going to keep that up, I want you to go far, far away. Go, go, go. No. Keep on going. Woo, woo. Whoop.
This is the song that...
Charlie, horse! No, stop. Charlie, stop. I want you to go away. Go away. And don't slam the door.
Hey, what's that? Oh, I know, it's a P. Wait a sec, I could do it. Parachute.
Paragon.
They're all gone.
Well, that's true.
All gone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.